If you find your team not being on the same page often, trust is the simplest, quickest thing you can inject into your team instantly to make communication feel effortless, seamless, and effective. Trust is a simple decision, and you can prove it to yourself by going through this simple exercise. Pick a team member you think you don't trust them fully. Write out all the things they can do in their thoughts, feelings, and actions. And then, for each of the things on the list, make a decision. Do you trust them fully or not? If you don't trust them fully, go deeper and ask yourself why. And you will realize that you can split it up into even further more things underneath. And you can label them again: trust, don't trust. If you go deep enough into every single thing you don't trust, eventually you will realize that the reason why you don't trust them is because you say so. You just believe that it must be true. Either you believe that they cannot change because they did it in the past. Why? Because you say so. There's nothing stopping them from changing, and it's you deciding that. And at that point, you realize that trust is a simple choice. And if it feels like cheating, it is. But then again, ask yourself, do you want to win or lose? And remember, the more you trust in your team, the more they trust you back, and the more transparent your communication becomes and more efficient it runs. And that's why we meditate, to become aware of these small things that make a huge difference. So let's practice. Find a comfortable place where you feel safe and undisturbed for the remainder of this soul activation to build trust in yourself and your team. Relax your physical body, close your eyes, and go within. Put your attention on your breath. Allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to breathe, simply observing. And as you breathe, remember your heart and your connection with the pure place in your heart, full of unconditional and unlimited love, happiness, peace, bliss, fulfillment, available to you in abundance, right here, right now, always now, deeply connected with love, overflowing from your heart. Simply remembering your true essence without judging your perception. Simply remind yourself and observe, gently bringing your focus and attention back to your breath, back to your heart, noticing breath flowing through your heart. And as you breathe, notice what you notice. Notice how you already trust your body to keep alive through your breath and many other functions. You don't need to acknowledge it, remember it, control it. It already happens for you automatically. Same way you can trust your team. Same way you already trust your team. And if there's any confusion, any misunderstanding or uncertainty, you can bring to your consciousness every single thing you doubt your trust in. And as you bring these things one by one to your consciousness, ask yourself why. Why do I believe that I cannot trust this aspect of myself, of my team, of my life? Be curious and explore. And as you ask why, you may realize that within this thing that you seemingly don't trust, there are smaller things that you already trust and other things you don't trust. Always pick one thing you don't trust and go deeper. Ask why. Why don't I trust this? Be curious, and you will realize that you always go on infinite loop of smaller building blocks of trust and distrust up until the point where you realize there's no more smaller things to split up. And eventually you realize that you trust because you say so. You trust because you believe. And you distrust because you say so. And you believe something to be completely, unquestionably true. Take a moment to realize you have chosen to trust that something is unquestionable. And in that, you put your trust in. Now ask yourself, do you want to continue to place your trust here? Is it serving you? Is it in your best interest? Till you realize that it's just a choice. You could make it one way or the other. It matters not. It's about you making this decision. In what do you trust? Some people choose to trust in themselves, in their ability to resolve any challenge or problem. Some people choose to ultimately trust God, have faith that God makes no mistakes, supports them, and loves them unconditionally. Whatever you ultimately believe, whenever in doubt, remember that, and that will allow you to ultimately trust everything coming to your life unconditionally. And that's your instant trust boost. By finding that one thing that you trust unconditionally, simply by deciding, simply by believing and placing your trust in. You may stay here as long as you like, contemplating your axiom, the one thing you believe without a question, one thing you put your trust in. You may stay here as long as you like, and whenever ready, open your eyes and have it magical.